There are many times that we want students to interact with content and we want to provide the content for them. But if we give it to them in a slide or in a doc or anything, we know that they can accidentally delete or change or not be able to interact with it in the way that we want. And so this is where creating a Google drawing that you then use as an image in a slide comes in very handy. So let's say I wanted my students to interact with some dinosaur content. I want them to read a short article about dinosaurs. I want them to highlight important information. And then I want them to label the pieces of a dinosaur. So I've already opened up a Google Drawing. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to insert an image. And I need a dinosaur. I'm just going to pick the scariest one I see and put that in. So I want the students to actually label some pieces on this dinosaur. While the dinosaur is loading, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a text box over here, and I'm going to give them directions. So I'm going to say, on this dinosaur, please label we're going to go with bitey parts, scratchy parts, scary parts, and we'll just leave it like that. Now, in addition to looking at the dinosaur, maybe I actually want them to also read some content, interact with some content. So I found a Discovery Education article, and I just want to pull a little bit of content from there. So we're going to pretend that this content is actually related to what I have the students doing. So I take that content and I'm going to paste it in, and it shows up as text. So let me go ahead and make this text a little bigger. I'm going to give this, let's make it 18 so the kids can see it. And then I might want to move a couple things around. So maybe I'll move my dinosaur down here and I'll bring this up here. So right now, this is in a Google Drawing. If I were to give this drawing to the students, any one of these pieces would be deletable, movable, and we know that kids tend to kind of lose control of their mice once they begin. So to make it so that this is not something the students can accidentally delete but still work with, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it into an image that I publish to the web. So I go to File, then I go to Publish to the Web. I like to pick the large image so that if I need to resize it, it doesn't pixelate or do anything weird. I go ahead and I hit Publish. It's going to ask me, are you sure? I say yes. And then I go ahead and I grab the link right here. Once I've done that, I come to a slide. I like to change my layout to blank so I don't have to delete any text boxes or anything. And I hit the background button. Once I hit the background button, I select Choose an Image by URL. I paste in the URL from my drawing. Once it's done loading, I hit Select. So now this content is here as the background. The students are unable to actually change or move any of this content. It doesn't matter where they click, what they do, nothing can be deleted. However, if I were to assign this content through Google Classroom, they would then be able to interact with this by using the tools here. So let's say I wanted the students to label these parts. Well, they simply take a text box and they label it. So here are the bitey parts. They can do the same thing with the scratchy parts and the scary parts. Let's say I wanted the students to read the content over here and maybe highlight the content that was important or interact with things underline so they can come over, they can get themselves a line. And maybe this was the important content here. They draw a line under it, change the line color, add a text box, they can interact with it. But the best part is none of the background is removable, so the students can interact with the content without you fearing that they're going to accidentally delete, and they should be able to function perfectly in this situation.